Being on cabinet the past year, Chris and I have watched and experienced and witnessed at firsthand big advances being made here on campus. These advances being centered around what Senate does as a whole, what student government does as a whole for our campus. I have to say, these advances are not easy to come by, and I have to give it to Aris and Jason. You guys have worked tirelessly this past year to make student government have a better representation on campus. Chris and I are ready to fill those shoes, and we're ready to hit the ground running. We will empower you.
So the university is growing. We're moving up in the rankings nationally, and more students are coming. We just had LSE open a few years ago, and the Rehabilitation Center will open next year. So I think the priority should be how do we deal with that growth and turn it into a positive, turn it into keep this Scranton community as the friendliest place going. So in discussions with Tricia Cummings, who's the moderator for clubs, I've developed a solution that's on our platform where clubs would have direct power over their own policies, over their own events and their own programming by creating a second legislative body within student government made up of representatives from each club. A long-term plan, 30 years down the road, where the school can go completely renewable energy. Cornell's doing it, Brandeis is doing it, University of Colorado Boulder's doing it. Other schools have this long-term plan to really increase their sustainability. So internally, we can keep reducing, maybe have electronic meetings, but externally, we can push the school to really integrate sustainability into the long-term plan, because sustainability is the future for the whole world. And if we're going to be global, if we're going to be integrated like our 5-year plan states, then we need sustainability to be the base of that.
Yesterday, Chris and I were at brunch, and we actually saw one of my orientees, Colette, and we were talking to a bunch of her friends, met a lot of new first-year students, and they were just telling us great ideas that we hadn't had before, but we shared our petition idea with them, and they felt that was an amazing thing. They said, oh, we could have used that this past year for a couple of ideas we had on campus, but we were nervous to write up petitions and go around school being afraid that they weren't right. So if we have this formal petition idea in place for next year, students aren't going to be afraid to step up on campus and become leaders. We're students just like you guys. If we are elected vice president and president, we're not any higher than you, we're not any lower than you. We're students just like you guys. So we want to be treated as students. We want to be people so that you guys can come to and give us ideas, something new to be done on campus.
Approachable. So I'm going to say that I'm a watermelon because I'm tough on the outside, or seemingly tough on the outside, but once you get to know me, I'm pretty sweet and not bad on the inside. Pretty Counseling Center. It's a great resource. But what I feel that a lot of people don't realize is that for some days there's a waiting list, and that's just not acceptable. I feel that Counseling Center should be open to everyone, and at the same time there's a stigma with it. So we would really push to decrease that stigma of mental health issues so that people feel free to go to counseling. And maybe
we want to get things done. That's what you do as vice president, president. You get things done. So that's our first priority, to get things done. And at the same time, while getting things done, we want to be there for you students. We balance each other out very well. So while getting things done, we're doing it in a lighthearted and kind way. And helping the students is our number one priority. That's why we're
again, going back to why we're running. Again, another Pierre Desjardins quote. We're not human beings on a spiritual journey, we're spiritual beings on a human journey. And so what's that mean? So that means that we all really are connected in ways that we don't realize. So